Let's continue with our first round here at the European Darts Grand Prix. And welcome from the Netherlands, a former World Darts Trophy quarter-finalist. It's 3 years since his last appearance upon the Euro Tour stage. Welcome back, the Miracle, Michels. We now bring to the stage 5 times a TV Major quarter-finalist, a winner of 7 PDC ranking titles, England's Jabba, Jamie Caven.
Fourth game of the night, and it is Jamie Caven back on the Euro Tour after quite some absence, but then the same could be said of Michels, because it has been more than 3 years since the Dutchman played on the European Tour. He was a first-round loser there, but go back 5 years, he actually made a quarter-final on the European darts circuit. Jamie Caven, a former finalist, and in fact got very tantalisingly close to winning one of these, the Austrian Darts Open, when he was beaten by Vincent van der Voort in the final, 6-5. He was actually sat on a double when Vincent took out a big ton-plus checkout to save his skin, and then he was pipped in the last leg decider, Jabba. 7 PDC titles to his name, but it has been a tough couple of years for the man from Derby/Leicester, the beast from the East Midlands. He's up against the Miracle tonight for a place in the second round. The winner takes on Mensur Suljovic, the number 6 seed, and Mike Lawrence is alongside me, Dan Dawson, to talk you through it.
Yes, remember that night in Salzburg, that Austrian Darts Open final in 2014, and Vincent van der Voort just pipped Jamie Caven. And yes, Jamie missing the World Championships at Ali Pali this year for the first time in a decade, maybe summing up the form he's in at the moment and where he's been finding himself in the last couple of years. But let's see how his return to the European Tour stage gets on.
100.
Against another young Dutchman, the Miracle from Dordrecht.
80.
Know anything about Dordrecht?
Not really.
Nah, me neither. I was hoping
I've
you might
heard of
enlighten
it.
me.
I've heard of it.
I know Marino Michels is from there.
140.
He's probably on the list of famous Dordrecht residents.
I would hope so. He's a former quarter-finalist at the World Darts Trophy, man.
Been playing his trade on the Challenge Tour, Marino. Got to a quarter-final last March, so over a year ago, and failed to pick up the tour card at Q-Score at the start of the year.
Dordrecht is the oldest city in Holland and has a rich history and culture, I'll have you know.
Good old Wikipedia. Marino Michels coming through the European qualifiers here last night, beating Sandro Weiss, Ron Meulenkamp, whitewashing Sandro Weiss in fact. 6-4 win over Ron Meulenkamp, and then beating Michael Rastovic 6-3.
100. Jamie 170.
But it's Jamie down to a finish first.
Well, just looking at the guys who've come through the European qualifier.
57.
Vincent van der Voort was a winner this afternoon, as was Jan Dekker. Danny Noppert and Jermaine Watamena have so far.
95. Jamie requires 60.
Double top. Double 10.
50. Marino, you require 140.
Well, a big outshot would settle any nerves for Michels. Oh, just the wrong side. That was a well-thrown dart, just slipped into the wrong bed.
100. Jamie required 10.
Playing on the bullseye like a soft hit player. Michels.
No score.
Getting further away from that double 5. Jamie Caven, and having been well in charge in this leg. He's had to rely on his opponent missing.
Yes, scrappy old start from both players. One for double two. So Michels back again. An early break of throw. Getting closer. Well.
No score.
Well, I firmly believe that eventually one of them will hit a winning double in this leg. There we go. I was right. I had no idea it was going to be on the evidence of the previous few visits, but Jamie Caven breathes a big sigh of relief and gets the first leg on the board.
Yes.
And of course, he piles in a 180.
Yes, not a leg of darts to live long in the memory, that opening leg, but certainly the best possible start from the Dutchman here. And is he going to follow it up? Is he?
140.
Teasing us.
5 perfect darts.
Jamie's route through the UK qualifiers saw him see off Harry Ward, Simon Stevenson, and multiple world champion John Part, 6-4.
60.
Yeah, Caven did make a Euro tour at the back end of last year.
95.
Made the second round, in fact, the European Darts Trophy. But that was the only appearance on the Euro tour that he made that year.
57.
Managed to sneak into the Players' Championship finals in the last weekend, where he had a run to a semi-final in the very last tournament, out of nowhere, Jamie Caven. And he actually beat Joe Cullen in the first round at Minehead, a real shock, because Cullen was a fancy player. Now then, single 17 will leave tops.
24.
The finishing leaves something to be desired in the early stages of this one.
Yes. Let's see what Jamie can do from 151. This would be, well, again, just the wrong side of the wire.
68. Reina uniform 40.
So double 10. And hits it with a little messing this time.
59.
Mensur Sulovic awaiting the winner of this one. 16 second round matches coming up for you tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the same quarter of the draw as Simon Whitlock versus Jan Dekker. Rob Cross, the world champion, against Vincent van der Voort, who was excellent this afternoon. Vincent, 103 average. And the birthday boy, John Henderson. It's his birthday today, and he will face the winner of potentially the tie of the first round, the clash between James Wade and Germany's #1 Max Hopp. That's the 6th game of the evening. This is game 4. Ricky Evans against Kyle Anderson, which looks a belter as well.
Yes.
That's on the way next. And then it will be the Wade versus Hopp game, the Machine and the Maximizer. Dawson Merschel and Paul Nicholson in the penultimate game of the night, and then Robert Marjanovic, the final host nation qualifier, against X Factor Andy Bolton.
140.
Well, a decent leg from Jamie here.
100. Jamie requires 63.
Possible 14 darter. Double 16.
31.
He will be back for that.
Well, the way that these two are finishing, you kind of, it's almost,
94.
you think they're both in every single leg, because it's taken him 2 or 3 visits to kill legs off, and it's just allowing the other guy a chance to steal up behind him, even if they're 200 points behind.
In charge of the third leg.
That one finally does find the double, and Jamie Caven goes back into the lead, 2-1. I understand that Jabba's taken up gardening of late. He was in a garden centre this morning buying a load of seeds. I don't know why particularly the garden centres of Stuttgart are a particular draw for Jamie. Knocks the one off.
Green-fingered Jamie Caven.
I know that he and his mate Ian White they brought their Panini sticker albums to the World Cup with them this weekend, just to see if anybody's got any swaps. I forgot to bring mine.
I've resisted. I've resisted. I spent too much money trying to complete the last one as Jamie Caven. It's his first maximum.
There was talk a few years back of doing a darts sticker album.
Oh, great stuff.
It would have been special, wouldn't it?
With all the old players as well as the current ones, some retro pictures as well. Retro stickers.
The John Henderson shiny? Yes. Yes. Need.
Got need.
Strong leg of darts here from Jamie Caven. Potential 11 darter coming in. And it would be the first break of throw. That is a decent visit. Double 19. Yeah, wonderful leg of darts from Jamie Caven. It is an 11 darter and a break of throw. Best we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's much more like it.
Jamie Caven in the 10 Players Championship events, and he has played all of them, and the furthest he did make a quarter-final. He's had a couple of averages around that 97, 98 mark, but the vast majority have been low 90s, high 80s. It's not been massively impressive, and when you look at the overall averages from all the players who played the Players' Championship events, Jamie Caven is down in 90th position with an 88.5 average. Now, you're not going to do a great deal of damage if that's what you're typically averaging over the course of a season, and that's kind of reflected in the results he's had. Yes, you know, if he has a good day, then things can happen. But it's been a while since Jamie Caven claimed a ranking title. His most recent one in the PDC was back in 2013 when he picked up 2 Players' Championship titles in Wigan. Well, 2009, 10, 11, 12 and 13 was when Jamie Caven was regularly finding himself in major quarter-finals, winning titles. The ones he picked up in Wigan actually over the same weekend. Not many players have done that.
Well, some pressure being put on Jamie here with that 130 from Marino for a 4-1 lead. Double 12, well wide of the mark.
Wild dart at the double 12. Michels. Oh, so far away.
Oh, well.
So far inside.
Two poorly thrown darts there has allowed Jamie to step up for the double 12 and a 4-1 lead, and who knows, maybe a good run here on the European Tour could kickstart Jamie.
60.
Start a little run of form going for him.
Now we are seeing another mid-80s average from Jamie Caven, but to be fair, it is dragged down by a lot of missed darts at double. He's only hitting a quarter of his darts at double, although that is positively clinical compared to his Dutch opponent, who is 1 out of 11 on the doubles. And you're going to have to score like some kind of supercharged scoring robot to be able to get away with a 9% double statistic.
39.
Jamie Caven moving across the oche, so he didn't collide with his dart and then just piling into it anyway and not getting anything.
95.
They'll look for a good setup here.
100.
Nice steady ton. Come back for 89. And goes within a leg of victory and a place in round 2 against Michels.
89.
A horrific visit from the Dutchman there, and he goes off for a drink of water. Caven can look at the bullseye here, second dart. Normally you'd be looking at treble 14 in this instance, but Michels not on a finish. He can now just hit the single 17 to leave double top.
95. Jamie requires
Well, double top for 5-1 here. Where's that gone? I can't even see that.
Bounced out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marino, you require
I don't think it hit the wire. It was just above the wire, but
well, I mean, that dart at the bullseye is missed by an inch, and Michels is really struggling. He just looks like a man with absolutely no confidence when it comes to the end of legs. And that won't do him any favours either, because he is on the brink of a heavy defeat. Marino, the miracle, needs one.
yes, and Jamie's going about his business, getting the job done. May not be pretty at times, may not be spectacular, but
A win is a win is a win.
exactly.
And when you haven't been even qualifying for Euro Tour events, you'll take a win any way you can get it. And as Alan Tabben told us a couple of Euro Tour events ago, when he was on a run that was only ended by Michael van Gerwen, and only narrowly ended by Michael van Gerwen, he said, oh, I hadn't played particularly brilliantly, but what I did, I gave myself an opportunity to play better in the next round. And lo and behold, he certainly did against Michael van Gerwen. He's only beaten 6-4, and we'll see a repeat of that clash tomorrow when MVG gets his campaign underway. The top seed, world number 1, taking on the Saint from St Helens.
134. 45. 140.
Yep, down to a finish and looking to get the job done, Jamie Caven.
59.
And again, we'll have a bit of time if he needs it.
Jamie Caven did beat a Dutchman in Maywisser when he played on the European Tour last year, the one appearance we saw from him. However, he went out in the next round to Rob Cross in a last leg decider. It is Mensur Suljovic who awaits the winner of this one, and it could be Jamie Caven confirmed with this dart. And that's exactly what happens, a 6-1 win for Caven, a winning return to the European Tour, and he will take on Mensur Suljovic for a place in the last 16 tomorrow.
Coming up next, we'll have a short break and then Ricky Evans, rapid Ricky Evans against Carl Anderson. But we will hear the thoughts of Jabber, Jamie Caven. Job done nicely. A 6-1 win over Marino Michels, who was never really at the races. And Jamie with a winning return to the European Tour stage. Let's hear his thoughts as he catches up with Dan.
Jamie, congratulations. It must feel good to be back in Germany, back on the Euro Tour and back winning again. Yeah, for sure, without a doubt. I think the first couple of legs were a bit iffy, but Moreno never really capitalised when he probably should have. So, but no, the crowd are amazing. So these social are sitting fantastic. What more can you say?
There you go. Not bad for a lad from the East Midlands. Now, this, you've got like a kind of a weird fan club in Germany, don't you? You've somehow become quite a popular player in Germany. It could actually help you this weekend.
Let's hope so. You know, it's one game, one win. Not as good as maybe I liked. I think I had 11 dart legs somewhere in the middle, but you know, it should have been better in part, but it wasn't. But I'll take it. It's a 6-1 win.
It's going to have to be better against Michels tomorrow, though. You know what you're going to get with Michels.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, he's a fantastic player. I've got a good record against him, but in all fairness, he wasn't nowhere near as good as he is now. So I'm going to have to get on it a bit more, I think. And the hard work's done now. So, you know, any more is great.
Congratulations, Jamie. Well done. Into the second round, who play Michels tomorrow. Jabba, Jamie Caven. Coming up, the Auckland Darts Master, Kyle Anderson, taking on